So, welcome to today's session. We'll be talking about Google's announcement during their I/O event, which just ended recently. So, Google released quite a few new features. They announced quite a lot of things, but as is expected, a lot of it was based around AI and the introduction of AI to some of the features and applications they currently have. And they announced some really new, exciting features and exciting products. So let's talk through the top 10 from the last event. So the first one I found most exciting is that Google Maps now has augmented reality attached to it. So what that means is that when you launch the Google Maps app, you're able to have an augmented reality experience. So if a place you're going to has an augmented reality experience, you can just get to the location and tap the AR experience button and lift your phone, and then you can see any augmented reality functionality that's been created by the owner of that location. So that's amazing. And the reason it's amazing is if you think about it from a property owner standpoint, if you're selling or you're renting a place, you can provide a lot more information to somebody who's just passing by, and they don't need to go to the estate agent's website to find the augmented reality experience or any additional information. You can just provide that straight away. And even if you're not there physically and you're remote, you can still see the augmented reality experience through Street View. So that's an amazing thing to add to the Google Maps. And this is slightly different. Well, it's a lot different from the map giving you access to the internals of the shop, because in some cases you can actually navigate into the shop and navigate to the different parts of the building. But this augmented reality means you can add additional information and enhance the experience. It would initially be released in Singapore and Paris for the pilot, and then I'd expect it to be rolled out to the rest of the world after that. So that's a really good feature. The next one is generative AI for learning. They announced something called LearnLM, which is fine-tuned for learning. And the key feature for this is to work with educators and teachers to help them essentially customize the experience that students would have with this feature. So you can ask specific questions in a conversational pattern, and it will respond accordingly. So you can see that if different students ask questions in different ways, they can ask those questions of the LearnLM and get the answers that would suit them and suit their understanding. The other bit that they've added to this feature is that YouTube viewers can also ask clarifying questions of videos they're watching, so educational videos. So you can do what they termed raise your hand to ask a question. So essentially click in the video and then ask a particular question, and the LearnLM would be able to explain better the concept that you're listening to. So that's a great addition to the learning functionality. The next one is ask photos. So there's a video attached here. Let's see if this will play. Okay, so it's to do with Astrid. I think Astrid is the name of either the project or the feature, how they've named it. So this is essentially where you can take photos and then ask questions of your entire photo album, and you can search for things. So users can search for specific items across their entire photo, usually in just natural language. So it's not just a case of, okay, search for a particular face or a particular place. You can search for different things in your photo album, and it will find the pictures that match the question that you've asked. And you can just ask via natural language rather than clicking on specific photos or specific images. So that's a really useful feature that they've released. Okay, so the next, just moving on to the next slide. So this other one is quite interesting as well, detecting scam calls. This would save a lot of people from a lot of stress and perhaps cause some more stress depending on how the phone call is going. But it's essentially an alert that will be raised by your phone if it detects that a conversation is going in a certain way. So if somebody phones you, the Gemini Nano model that's installed on your device will be listening in real time. And if it detects that someone's asking you for maybe your card information, for gift cards or your passwords, it would flag that this is potentially a scam call and you should hang up. So that's another layer of additional, sort of verification or validation for whomever is listening. Now, if you think about the elderly who tend to receive a lot of these scam calls, having this feature could be beneficial to them as well. So this model is trained to understand the patterns of scams and scam calls. So that's really good. The next one's email. I've termed it email on steroids. Essentially, there will be Gemini, which is the AI large language model, tied into your Gmail account, and this assistant is able to read through all your emails and respond to emails regardless of the order in which the emails are sent, or if they're different emails within your inbox. And based on that, it's able to summarize all of the information related to a particular subject, and it can draft responses or replies and help you author a new response. Now, the other feature that they talked about, which was extremely handy, is that it will be able to perform actions and essentially act as an agent for you. So it would also be able to take action on your emails, and do complex tasks like find your emails within your inbox, and if you want to do a return, it would find all the relevant emails for your e-commerce return, and then take the information from there, find a receipt, and then complete an online form. So that's amazing if it can just do that. So all you'd have to do is just tell it, oh, I want you to return the shoe that I purchased from John Lewis, and then it'll go off, find the receipt, and then do all of the work for you. So that's really good. Circle and Search. So Circle and Search is a feature where I think it already exists on Android devices, but this one's a feature that they've enhanced to make it handle more complex tasks. So Circle for Search is essentially where you can just select a part of a video, circle it, and then send instructions, which the Gemini or the Gemini Nano model will be able to intercept and complete for you. The example you tend to see online from Google is you circle a part of a shoe or part of somebody's clothing and get it to find where that item is being sold and purchase it for you. So it could do all of that for you. So it's really a convenient feature, and I think it will come in handy for different purposes. I'm sure we'll find other ways to use this functionality, not just for buying clothing items. They also announced Veo. Veo is a text to video solution. It's essentially where you type in what you want the Veo application to generate, and it will create a video for you. And it generates a 1080p resolution video, and it can go up to a minute. Now, it's being pitched as a competitor to OpenAI Sora, and Sora was released a few months ago to large fanfare, and people were amazed at what it's capable of doing. Now, Veo is meant to be just as good, if not better. It's certainly better in that it can generate a longer video, and it does 1080p. So that's something else to look forward to. It's not been released yet for everyone. Now, this next section is for Gemini on Android. So these features are specific to the Android devices. So this Gemini function would replace your Google Assistant on some devices, and it essentially allows you to drag and drop AI generated images. So that's another thing that was announced. You're now able to generate images, so a bit like DALL-E, and you can copy those images into Gmail, Google Messages, and some other apps. So that's useful. It comes in handy, I suppose. And the final thing is YouTube users would be able to tap on a video and just ask this video. So if you do ask this video, tap on it, you're able to ask the AI solution to find information for you within that YouTube video. So it's almost like it's if you can imagine it as though it's consumed the transcript of the video, and then you're querying it for specific details within that video. And I think that's very handy. It's an improvement from chapters that you have in YouTube, where you have to now click through the different chapters to find the information. If all you need to do is just type in the question and it finds it for you, that's amazing. It's very convenient. Then they released something called private spaces, and private spaces is essentially a section of the Android operating system that's just siloed for sensitive information. So it means that most things will not have access to that part of your device. So that device is ring fenced, or that section is ring fenced from everything else. So that can be very useful, especially where you have many, different types of attack objects, like what are they called, viruses and Trojans and stuff like that. If you have this ring fenced area and you put things in that ring fenced area in your private space, then you should expect it not to be reachable by other applications on the phone. If you open up, I think you can lock that private space and unlock it. If it's unlocked, then you might be able to access it from certain apps from the non-siloed or non-private space of your device. So the next thing is security updates. So your Android devices have been updated to detect fraudulent apps. So in the Play Store, it will detect the fraudulent apps, and in some cases automatically disable them. And it's also able to detect cell site simulators. Now, I didn't know cell site simulators were a thing, but it does make sense. If you're in a place and your phone picks up a cell tower, you might think it's genuine and it's from an operator, not knowing that it's from an individual who's able to steal some of your information. So that's really, really good, and that's backed by AI. So for our final page, this one's about the context size, or the context window. Now they've gone, really nuclear on this. They've gone up to 2 million tokens. Now 2 million tokens is probably, if you split that into syllables, you should expect it to be roughly 1.5, 1.6 million words. I mean, that's like 3, 4, 5 books. And if you can have all of that within a context window, it means that when you're asking questions or you're doing whatever you need to do with the information you put in the context, or within your prompt, then it's able to handle a lot more information than any other system on the market. So it's got the largest context size, and I've not tested this yet, but it'll be interesting to see how it handles huge amounts of information. I've seen videos of people who've tested it and were amazed that it was actually able to handle that context size and respond to their questions correctly. Now, the link here is the link to the blog that was created for this keynote, and you do well to go there and have a look at the different functions and the different features that were released. So on that note, that's the last one that I think is of interest, especially from a real estate standpoint. The whole idea here is for you to work out how you can adopt this within your business and utilize some of these new features as quickly as you can to enhance the customer service and bring in more leads into your business and potentially increase your revenue. So we are AutoRead.ai. Feel free to reach out to us on anything automation and AI related, especially in real estate. We can automate your repetitive tasks, mundane tasks, and help you do an AI audit. Reach out to us via email on ua@autoread.ai or visit our website on autoread.ai. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you on the next video. Keep winning, keep winning, keep winning.